back up. And if you don't even do your own stuff or your own personal stuff, I mean, I have my stuff backed up for school 3 different ways. Got it on my work, a computer at school, I got it on a computer at home, and I got thumb drives galore. And I'm going to go to the cloud because it's like $100 a year, $120 a year, $10 a month to back up and then be able to pull it off anytime you need it. Pretty damn cheap. Back it up. But back up, you'd be surprised how many people don't think about this. And any business really needs a lot of this, because tax records. Anything, you want to go paperless, most of us are getting paperless, right? All my tax stuff now is being done electronically with, a guy in Knoxville, in fact. Okay, Knoxville, Tennessee. I don't see anything, but it's backed up and I can pull it off if I need it. He has it, I have it, and I keep it elsewhere. Policies and procedures. Not a huge area, but important when you get started. Anytime you have a couple employees, I would recommend you at least put down the basic policies and procedures before you get started. Because people are going to want to know, look, you hired me. When am I going to get vacation? Am I going to get Memorial Day off? What are the rules and regulations of this business? Write it down. Have a vacation and holiday policy. Have how they're going to get paid for incidental expenses. People want to know that. Are they going to get mileage? We have all that at the distillery, and we'll have it at the gun club. I can assure you, they will be in place before it opens up. People will know what it is. They will be handed that when they get hired. It'll be in the personnel policies. Okay? Good way to do it. I know you say, well, I'm only going to have 2 employees, but hey, they're still going to want to know. Really good way to irritate them is not tell them what they're going to get off or what they're going to have in the way of vacation, whatever, and have to deal with that after the fact. So have policies and procedures in place. Travel policies, procedures, all those things. Last but not, internal controls. This protects you as the owner. In a small company, you cannot have the really strong internal controls. You can't have, what's the word I want, of duties, separation of duties, okay? For instance, when I was a CFO at every company I went with as a startup, I basically did all the financial work. I didn't have help. I was, you start out, there's 2 or 3 people in the company, right? Maybe 5 or 6. Well, I'm the guy that was setting up the accounting. I was the one doing the payroll. I was the one doing the AP. I did the AR. I set up the new clients, all that stuff, which is really bad because I could have done some bad things there, right? You can set up a fake account and start paying that account expense money. I could set up a fake employee and start paying them unless somebody was checking me. I could get away with it. Now, unlike some of the people in that back row, I'm a pretty honest person. Okay? I got integrity and ethics. There are 4 back there, or 3. I'm going to leave the lady out because I don't know her as well. I know 3 of them pretty well. And I'll tell you what, I would definitely have internal controls if I had them in my business. Okay? I would have some really tough ones. You need internal controls. You need to find a way. And one of the best ways, for instance, and my auditors told me, look, Al, you're doing all this work at the company. We had millions of dollars in the bank. And we were spending about $500,000 a month in burn rate. And they said, if you want to protect yourself, a good way to do it is send the board members a copy of your check register every month. What I send a check out for every month. And I would write a note next to each check of who it went to. And obviously they got to know there was rent to XYZ Corp every month. But any ones, I would write a note there so that they knew every check was accounted for. There wasn't a second one going to Nancy Hermann, my wife. Right? Be easy to do. Got to be very careful in a small company. I'll give you this. This is the last one I'll tell you. And I'm done for the session. There's just questions. I went to buy a business in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania one time. Guy called us up, and we had been buying businesses. So I take a team of guys and gals out there and go in there, and we're looking at the business. We went, oh my gosh, there's really nothing here. And the guy happened to grow up in my area of Philadelphia. He's out in Harrisburg now, and his wife actually went to the high school my wife did. So it was kind of a camaraderie here over the next day or 2. And as we dug into the business, we found out that there was really no value. So we started asking questions, and finally the man broke down. He said, well, I have 8 children, and my last daughter, who's the 8th in line, was my office manager for a number of years here. She embezzled $1.1 million from my company in the last couple years. He said, I trusted her, I believed in her. I said, you're out the $1.1 million. No wonder you have very little. He couldn't afford to buy parts and tools for his service people and all those things. And of course, my heart went out to him. But there was no value in the company because everything was drained out. And it was all because of the daughter. I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, well, I can't sue my own daughter and put her in jail. I'm not going to do that. So basically, he lost a big chunk of his retirement because he didn't watch the business. He trusted his own family member. Family, friends, it doesn't matter. You own a business, you have to manage that business. Internal controls help, but good oversight is even better. Making sure I never minded people checking up on me. I was always a CFO, financial person. I didn't mind that. I wanted that. I wanted the people to know, hey, I'm doing it right. Okay? The last thing I want to do is thinking, oh, let's check on Al. He may be, no. Okay? You want that. I relish the fact that they would check up and say, I could prove to them. Well, here it is. Everything's right in order. Okay? Nothing to miss. So internal controls, very, very important. So that's the end of it. Any questions on infrastructure? Anything at all? I know it's kind of a dry area, but it's something that's needed for any business. Whoop, bing, bing.